All right, test. What's going on? So we got 5 minutes till London session starts. Just looking at the charts right now, looking at setups, see what potentially I might enter for the day, and pairs I'm really going to be focusing on. Now, of course, the futures and indices, I'd like to hop in on those. The members yesterday, we caught this huge US30 move, 17,000 pips total. We got in around right here, rode the wave all the way down here, almost to the bottom of the zone, and we got wicked out in profit. So that was a beautiful play. Actually, let's just pull it up right here. So if you're not in my free signal room, the link's right here. Playbook free signals. Also, the first link in the description. Go ahead and click that. I'll also type it in the comments so you can look it up. But we call AEDJPY, which is a signal that I called out live in the last live stream yesterday. Make sure to check that out. But we caught 56 pips. New Zealand CHF, first TP got hit. We caught 14 pips. Euro CAD, all TPs hit, got 33 pips on that move. GJ, all TPs hit, caught 81 pips. Euro GBP, all TPs hit, caught it 35 pips. And then US30, this one right here, we caught 17,900 pips. And when you do the math, off of 0.01, that's $179 minimum, which is insane to catch in a day. Let's see here. Yeah, this was the GJ play. We rode down all the way to here, then retraced, hit it multiple times, and then just shot back up. It's still underneath the zone right here. And then we caught Euro CAD right here, caught it all the way up here. Then retrace back down after hitting this wall right here. All right. Price is always going to repeat itself. So if you never know what price is going to do, or you never know what you're looking at, always look to the left, and price will give you some clues and hints always. EDJPY, we caught this entire move down. Once it hit the middle of the zone, it retrace back up. Where is? Here it is. Real GBP, we caught it all the way down to right here. And after hit this low, retrace back up. So we got a one. We caught a 1 to 2. Stop loss didn't get hit. This was beforehand. This is the furthest it went right here. It went above the zone for a little bit, but after that, it's just been playing underneath, and then finally did the push down yesterday. And now we're still floating in profit if anyone's still holding, to see if we're going to do the final move. I'm waiting for volume to pick up to see if gold and silver is going to continue to drop, because they're underneath the zone right now. They look pretty good. And then we look on the daily time frame. You see how it bounced, retraced, bounce, hit this resistance, dropped down, broke underneath this zone. After day treating this as support, you see it's still underneath the zone, but this is the furthest it's gone since July. And we're in September now, so it hasn't been this low in 2 months. So I want to see if it's going to break that previous low. We're going to 4 hour. We see for the past few hours it's been underneath the zone, so it's showing signs. Past 3-4 hours it's been underneath the zone. It's staying underneath this level, which is a good sign. So just want to see after volume picks up, will it continue to push down? Because you don't want to enter a trade when there's no volume in place, because we don't control the markets. We don't make the markets go up. We don't make the markets go down. We're simply a leaf in the current, and it's our job to determine which way price is most likely going to go, so we can catch some pips and make some money. So that's what we're waiting to see, if volume is going to pick up or not. Let's see here. I like this setup too. So when this session starts in a minute, I'm going to see what this next candlestick is going to bring for us. Up there's the alarm. So let's see what happens. We got a new candlestick. All right, silver's looking like it's about to try to push down. Perfect. Yeah, silver's pushing. That's what I like to see. Gold looks like it's trying to push too. So if it breaks past this low right here, this wick, and it stays underneath that low, I might enter. But I like what silver's doing. Silver's pushing. Perfect. Let's see. We got, I like this setup right here, but it hasn't really retested this level, but it is pushing up still. And it's above this level of price. I could enter. It's not a setup I really like, but we can see when it shot up, when it came back down, it stacked on this level of price and then pushed back up. So I could enter this. I kind of like this setup, but I don't know. We're going to see what it looks like. We're going to see what it does because it is pushing. Let's see. All right, so this retracement candles retracing back up, retesting this zone. So all I see this do is stay underneath this level, just simply retest it, and then that's what I want to see it do. I want to see it retest, break back down, and then come down later into London and New York session. That's what I like to see it do. Now, is it going to cooperate with me is another thing. US30 still not doing nothing. Same with NAS. NAS is actually above this level. So I'm actually going to leave it alone. Gold's trying to push again. It's still early in London though, so really waiting to see what price really wants to do. Real CHF looks like it's trying to break past this. Switched at this level twice. So it's definitely trying. That's a good sign. Let's see. Euro cat's pushing. So I like how this candle looks. Broke past this wick here. And so I might enter. Let's see what this next 5-minute candle looks like. So I like how that's looking. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's retesting. Now they're moving backwards. And here I was saying they moved together. Now silver. Well, silver's dropping a little now. We see gold trying to push down still. The Euro CAD showing signs wants to continue to push down. Showing good signs. Yeah, I might call it. I like how it's looking. I like how it's looking. Let's see here. Yeah, I like how it's looking. Gold's dropping. Yeah, so I like how this looks. So I'm definitely like how that looks. But I like how gold's looking too. Gold's definitely looking good. Broke past that low right there, which is definitely important. Yeah, I'm liking gold too. But I just want to see what your cat's doing. It's retracing right now. It's struggling to break this level, but it's gone past further than this, so that's a good sign. I like how gold is looking too. And the silver's dropping down a little bit. Don't like how these are looking. NAS is on top of the zone. Leaving that alone. USTX is pushing up. I like how gold's looking. Let's see what the next 15-minute candle looks like. And if it's red and it's pushing down, then I'm going to enter. So this is a good sign. But never want to just rush into a trade. You always want to look for confirmations and confirm it's going to go your way. So this is a good sign. But if I would have entered there, I would have been retraced back up already. So now I have a better entry right here. If it does decide to keep pushing down, which I think it will. So I might call that in a second. I'm liking how gold's looking too. I definitely like how gold's looking. But again, it hasn't. It's just been pushing down. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yeah, depending on the next candlestick, it's going to determine if I enter or not. It's still early though. It's literally not even 30 minutes into London session. So that's why I'm also not in no rush to just hop in a trade, because there's still plenty of time for price to flip the script on us, change directions, this, that, and the third. So I want to be confident that price is going to be going the direction I enter, especially if I'm entering so early into the day. Let's see. I like how your AED is looking. Hit this level, it's rejecting off of it, respecting as a support. Respected it multiple times. On top of this level of price. Definitely looking promising. All right, the next 15-minute candlesticks popped up. So let's see exactly what they're going to do. Gold looks like it's trying to, okay, it's going to retest that level. This looks like it wants to push down. This candlestick ain't moving, huh? These candlesticks ain't moving. Okay. Okay, EuroCAD. These candlesticks ain't moving. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, so I got the pairs I want to see. I have the potential setups, but now it's just waiting for volume to pick up to confirm whether I'm right, whether or not I'm right or if I'm wrong. So that's what we're waiting on right now. My main focus is gold, silver, then the futures and indices. So I'm watching these closely to see what they're going to do. Got 2 hours before the next 4-hour candle shows up. Let's see what it's going to do. Yeah, and this is just how trading goes sometimes. Like yesterday, the live stream, we had moves happening quick and in our face. Some days the moves happen in London session. Sometimes you have to wait until pre-New York or New York session for the move to start. Sometimes there's more moves and more opportunities than other days. It is Thursday. Now, there's going to be opportunities every day, and I'm guarantee you that we're going to, catch some pips one way or another. But it's not every day the same thing, okay? Because these are live currencies, these are live values, these are live pairs. So literally everything is getting affected by what's going on in the world, their economy, and things can't go up or down too quick, or things will like crash and things like that. So you have to keep that into account as well. So that's why it's good to have a strategy that you can use on any pair. That way, there's never a lack of opportunities. You're always going to be able to find an opportunity 9 times out of 10, and that's the things we kind of look for. Silver looks like it's pushing down. Gold, it's definitely pushing down. Euro CAD's confirming that it wants to drop. So since it's pushing back down, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and enter. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and enter. So I called that signal out, the details, the TPs and SL. You can see here with the minor TPs. I put in this free signal room. It's going to be the link in the description. Go ahead and click that. But yeah, I went ahead and entered this. See how that's going to do. But I wanted to enter here, but I'm glad I waited because it did a retracement. I could have entered right here, but I wanted to wait for more confirmations. And the next candlestick is pushing down. So that is showing me that it is most likely going to hit some TPs. I want to see at least hit this level here. Obviously, this is the end goal, but you got to take things one step at a time, one TP at a time. So we're going to see how that does. It's pushing as we speak. 3 minutes to the next 5-minute candle pops up. But I believe it's going to do its thing. Now, gold. I really want to call gold. I can call it right now. But again, it's no rush. I want to be patient. Chasing trades, rushing trades, entering too early has bit me in the butt many times. Just like I'm pretty sure that's happened to y'all many times. So with mistakes and losses come lessons. So it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to lose trades. What's not okay is to not learn from your mistakes. Understand what went right in the trade, especially when things go wrong. You need to understand what went wrong in the trade. So Euro CAD. Yeah, so I think it's going to go down. I think it's going to go down. Silver's trying. The NAS is on top of the zone right here, pushing up, and everything's underneath the zone, but everything's pushing up as well. That's what I don't like to see. EuroCAD is still dropping. Well, still trying, I should say. It hasn't really gone far yet. It's stuck on this level here, but once it breaks past this level, we're going to be straight. It just has to break past this level. We're going to see what that does later on. Silver's pushing up. And so we're just going to look at this pair for now, because I call this trade or in the trade currently. New 5-minute candle just popped up, so we're going to see what it does. First TP is at 31.15. It's definitely trying to go down. Okay, so I just saw your comment, speak of Sim speak. All right, so if you're wondering how, how to do the zones and markups, I do have a YouTube video explaining that, multiple videos. So let me just name out a couple of the titles that you can watch, a couple of the videos you should watch, I should say. Let's see. So watch the support resistance strategy for beginners. Watch that video. Watch the how to read candlesticks video. Watch how to identify the trend video. Those are the main three you should watch, and then how to count pips. But you should watch all my videos. All my videos are going to help you out. But to get started, those are the first videos I suggest watching. So let me go ahead and link that for you. Yeah. All right. So try to do a push. Rejected. Went past this wick though. So that's a good sign. I'm not tripping too much. 2 minutes till the next 15-minute candle pops up. We're going to see what it's going to do then. But I'm still confident that the trade is going to go our way in the long run. So there's one thing you always never want to do. You never just want to close a trade because it's taking too long or longer than you would like. Always hold to SL or TP gets hit. It's one of the biggest rules. There's been plenty of trades in the past where there was even a trade one day where it was like 1 pip away from hitting SL, and it retraced all the way back up and blew through past all of our TPs. So that's why you never want to just close a trade. You want to hold to SL or TP. Let's see. All right. Yeah, it's doing a repush right now. Silver's retesting. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Ooh, Euro CHF. I like what Euro CHF's doing. So that Euro CAD pushing. Euro CHF. Here's a new 15-minute candlestick though. So let's see what it's gonna do. You're saying the whole process, the whole thing up. So what do you mean by the whole thing? Because again, if you say you watch those videos explain how to set up the zones. Now, I have multiple zones set up, but these zones aren't relevant. That's why I'm zooming in. We're only focusing on these zones right here. Now, again, those videos I explain step by step. So if you don't get it, watch it again because I make it very clear and simple. And a lot of times when I was studying and learning things, it took me a couple times to truly understand what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, and to truly comprehend it. So that's one thing I could suggest. But if you're still confused, I do have the Advanced Play Signal Room where we have Zoom calls weekly. And we have, I drop chart analysis in there. I also do one-on-one mentorships, things like that. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link in my description to sign up for one of those packages. But again, the videos on there, those videos I just linked, those will literally show you how to mark off these zones. And also on my Telegram, I also had a free Zoom call. I'm gonna start doing more free Zoom calls, but I did a free Zoom call. I can't even find it. Give me 1 second. I did a free Zoom call like a week or two ago. Oh, I scrolled too fast. We're in September. Let me see if I can find it. What is this? August. Yeah, I scrolled way too far. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find the date. So, September 1st. Wasn't this day? I did it one of these days. September 5th. Nope. We should be close because I did it one of these. I think I did it like last week. Let's see. Yeah, I think I did. I think it's right here. Yeah. So go to my free Signal Room. First link in the description. Go to September 8th. I have a Zoom call talking about the questions you asked about, as well as trading psychology, this, then, third as well. But again, most of the stuff is literally in the videos. Now, again, you just have to take practice, you have to back test, and you just have to rinse and repeat to try to understand what I'm talking about. But most of the stuff, like how to count pips, how to read candlesticks, how to enter trades, trading psychology, funded accounts, I talk about all that. I'm going to be dropping more videos and more content too this week. But yeah, I talk about all that stuff in the video. So you're talking about how to do this setup right here. That video I linked and those other 2 videos I talked about will literally show you how to do these setups. So you say you paid for the Advanced Play Signal Room. So you paid for the Advanced Play Signal Room. I literally dropped a recorded Zoom call in there 2 days ago. So go in there and watch that video, because in that video, I literally did live markups. I did live markups of gold, like GBPUSD, a AUD pair, a couple futures and indices. So if you pay for the membership, the first thing you should do is what I tell everyone, to explore, because in there I have recorded Zoom calls, I have chart analysis that I drop every day from trades I called out. I also have the group chat where people ask questions you already or you're asking now, or you might not, or people already asked those questions. So that's the first thing you should do, is definitely when you paid for this, to explore what you paid for. But if you're talking about that and you're talking about you're in there, I literally 2 days ago dropped a recorded Zoom call, and I explained exactly what's in that recorded Zoom call. I explained what's in there. So if you haven't watched that video, I suggest watching that. And also, I'm having a Zoom call tonight. So, but still, watch that video. But if you have any further questions on that, I have the Zoom call tonight for the members. So you can definitely hop into that and, I'll answer any of your questions. So Eurocad's retesting. Not too worried about that right now. See what gold and silver is doing. Yeah, gold and silver still playing around in the same level of price. US30. NAS is still above the zone right here. So I want all the futures to get onto the same page because they're a little flip-flop. USDX looks like it's trying to drop back underneath the zone. The NAS is still above the zone. GBPJPY is still in the middle of the zone. US30 is at the top of the zone still. And then we have gold and silver retesting this level. Yeah, but it looks like this is one of the slower London session days because I don't really see any other setups that I like because either setups are still playing around from the trades I called yesterday. So those trades are still valid or they're in the middle of the zones. And then there's other pairs that I'm just not going to enter yet because it's not, I'm not seeing what I like to see to enter. And that's one thing you got to be able to do. You need to be able to determine when to enter a trade and when to just observe, because sometimes it's just observing the charts, because again, you need the clues, you need the confirmations, and you need to know exactly what price is most likely to do. Okay, so you say you've been trading for some time, you know to mark up the charts. Okay, so you know how to do the mark up the charts. Because you said you don't know what to do, and then you said you already watched the videos, you said you've been trading, you know how to mark up the charts. So again, you said you just joined yesterday. So scroll up and you're gonna see a recorded Zoom video. I have multiple. I have more than just that one that's recorded in there, but that's the most recent one. And that most recent one that I dropped, I literally explained step by step what I do, what I look for, my mindset, and entering trades, confirmations I look for. I explain what I see the candlesticks doing. And then also at the end, I had some of the members I was in the Zoom call to tell me like 3 or 5 pairs to mark up. And I marked them up all live. So if that's what you're asking, if you're asking how I trade and etc., that video will explain literally everything step by step. I broke it down very simple. So I suggest watching that video. You can do it now. You can do it before the Zoom call tonight, but definitely watch that video, especially before the Zoom call tonight, because then when we in the Zoom call tonight, things will make a lot more sense to you because you watched that previous Zoom video, so you kind of understand more clearly what I'm talking about. All right, so this 15-minute candle just shot all the way up. Interesting. Interesting. Gold starting to shoot up too. Man, that's a big 15-minute candlestick. So it's that 5-minute. Now it's shooting up. Interesting. The euro's shooting up too. Wonder what's going on, because there ain't really any red folders today, if I remember correctly. Calendar. No, there's one at 8:30. It's nothing till 4:30. Consumer inflation. Euro, low impact. This other thing just shooting up. It's a big candle. So that's the Canadian dollar. Well, not the Canadian dollar. That's the euro shooting up. Then we got red candles on NAS, US30, USDX. Gold and silver shooting up. Didn't break past this level, which is a good sign. As soon as it touched this, it rejected. So it could continue to go back down later into the session. But it definitely is shooting up some, which is annoying. That's good for your AUD though, because I do see a buy setup for your AUD. Let's see here. Look how your AUD looks. Caught a buy on this earlier this week. Hasn't really broken underneath the zone. So top of this level of price. So that's a good sign. 2 minutes to the next 15-minute candlestick. So this is the highest it went, so I would like to see it hit right here. So let's see what the next candlestick looks like. But as for EuroCAD, that thing shot up. But it's still underneath this level on the zone, so I'm not too worried about it. It's still underneath this level of price right here, so it could very easily come back down. Literally for hours it's been underneath the zone and slowly be going lower and lower too. So that's what made me call this sell, but it's definitely struggling. It looks like we're having a repeat of this. But we're gonna see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, look how that looks. Whoops. Whoops, I think I clicked something. All right, there we go. Okay, if you want to wait to a Zoom call, that's cool. But again, like the questions you're asking, the answers are in that video. But if you want to wait till the Zoom call, that's fine as well. But I'm just telling you, like, the answers to your questions are in that video. Like how Jesus Zoom is looking. So I have a bunch of potential setups. I just need to wait till volume comes into the market so we can execute. Your AUD is still on this level, so that's showing a good sign. So this continues to stack on top of this level of price. Then I might enter. Yeah, the futures are mismatched right now. Some are on top of the zone. Some are playing around underneath the zone. So we're going to need them to figure out what they're trying to do for the day. Gold and silver. Looks like it's going to drop back down. RAD. Still on top of this level. It's retracing. Yeah, so we see Euro CAD trying to drop back down. Yeah, so not really tripping about this one. I see other potential setups. It looks like most of these plays I'm gonna have to wait till pre-New York or New York for them to do what I want them to do, which is fine. But yeah, don't see. Nothing's definitely on the move right now. Yeah, so we're just gonna be watching this one right now, see what it does. But also watching trades while you're in them, watching the candlesticks, going on different time frames to see how the structure is different. It's going to help you be able to read candlesticks a lot more easier and clearer as well. Now, if you need help reading candlesticks, I do have a video titled How to Read Candlesticks. I literally go over all the different types of candlesticks, imbalances, the ones with the wicks, what the wicks mean, candle structure, this, that, and the third, because every candlestick is telling you something, okay? There's a difference between this kind of candlestick, this candlestick with the wick, this small candlestick, this type of candlestick, this one, wicks at the bottom, wicks at the top. All these candlesticks are telling you something. These three candlesticks, you know what I'm saying? These candlesticks, every candlestick's telling you something. Now, whether or not you understand what you're looking at is a different story. And it's definitely important to know how to read candlesticks if you're trying to trade, especially if you're trying to make a consistent, side income or become full-time with this, because if you're entering trades, you definitely need to understand the overall trend, and you need to understand candlesticks and what candlesticks are telling you, okay? So if you don't know how to do that, I suggest watching that video, okay? Because it's going to make things a lot clearer for you. And then it'll make things easier for you because you'll be able to hold trades longer. You won't be second guessing yourself as much, and et cetera, okay? Because that's one thing that can throw you off is if you don't fully understand what price is doing. You don't know when to pull out of a trade, when to hold on to a trade, and things like that. All right. Now, obviously, there's exceptions to that, like, news spikes manipulation, or sometimes, price is just going to do what it does. But for the most part, in that video, the tips and the rules I laid down, for the most part, that's how price works. That's how candles work. Just like with the strategy, for the most part, the strategy is accurate. Like when we zoom out, you can just see from these zones and levels that have marked off how price is treating them either as support levels or resistance levels. Support levels, resistance levels, resistance, support, resistance, etc. You know what I'm saying? This is on every chart. Every chart. Support, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, support. You know what I'm saying? Literally everything. Currency pairs, futures, indices, different price levels. But these lines are all showing me the same thing. Just look how price is reacting to these blue lines and these yellow lines I put on the screen, okay? This is definitely going to help you understand what price is trying to do and the best places to enter and to exit trades. Now, obviously, it's more than just a strategy reading candlesticks and that comes into trading. You know what I mean? There's proper risk management. You don't want to enter too big of a lot size. Also, don't want to enter too little of a lot size. You don't want to risk a higher percentage than you'd like. You got to understand also that trading isn't a day by day thing. It is a week by week, month by month thing. All right. You should have a daily goal, but you should also have a weekly goal and a monthly goal. And the weekly and monthly should trump the daily goal. And what I mean by that is you need to have a week minimum of trades, at least 5 days of trading. All right. Now, obviously, some days, especially if you don't have all these charts to look at, you only trade like 1 or 2 pairs, right? 2 to 4 pairs. Now, obviously, if you don't see a position on those pairs or an entry or a setup you like, you can't enter that trade. So that's an exception. But what I'm saying is, don't let one day determine if you're having a good week or a bad week. All right. You might have a bad day one day, and the rest of the week might be good days, or you might have a couple bad days, and then the rest are good days. But the goal is to have more wins than losses and to have made more for the week and the month than you have lost for the week and the month. You get what I'm saying? So let's say you enter 5 trades. Let's say 2 don't go your way, 3 go your way. You should still be up for the day if you risk the same percent per trade. If you risk 5% per trade, you should still be up for the day if you won 3 out of the 5 trades. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter how many pip difference the stop loss is. Doesn't matter if you're trading a future, currency pair, metal, indice. None of that stuff matters. It all comes down to simple math. And my members in the group chat, in the pinned video, I have a video explaining exactly how to properly calculate your lot size and your stop loss to make sure that no matter what you're trading, you're still trading the same percentage each trade, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to simple math. The lot size comes down to math. The P&L comes down to math. Everything comes down to math. So you have to really take some time to sit down and know your daily goal, know your weekly goal, know how many pips you're trying to catch per day, understand what that translates to into the dollar amount or whatever your currency is, and then be realistic with your account size and what is logical and possible. Now, if you have a $500 account, you cannot expect to make the same as someone that has a 5K account, and vice versa. You have to understand what your account size is. You have to understand that the percentages for that account size are going to be different from the percentages of a bigger account size. And you have to understand how much you're okay with risking and what you should risk per day and per trade, and how much that will translate to profit wise and dollar wise. Biggest mistake you can make. Well, let me not say the biggest, but one of the biggest mistakes you can make is comparing your progress and your profits to somebody else, because everybody started different days. Everybody has different learning curves. People, started with different strategies, have to relearn proper strategies, or, people have created bad habits and now they got to break those bad habits on top of getting their psychology right, on top of learning proper strategies. A lot of things that come into play. So the last thing you need to do is try to compare yourself, compare your profits, this, that, and the third, to the guy next to you or the guy on YouTube or Instagram, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? That's why I rarely show my profits unless I'm trying to show what is possible. Like, for example, I've shown, I did $200 account challenge, and I showed how I doubled the account in X amount of days, or I showed how my members and students, I turned $500 to $2K in a week and things like that. So I might do things like that, but what I'm saying, I'm never just going to be constantly showing how much I make a dollar amount, a dollar amount, because again, people aren't going to pay attention to the pips, because that's what you got to pay attention to, is the pips. A lot of people are going to pay attention to the profit, but if you don't have the capital or the lot size capable of risking X amount per pip, X amount per trade, you're not going to make the same amount as someone that put in a 10 lot size or a standard when you're putting in a 0.10 or 0.01. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing you got to keep in mind. Now, looking at EuroCAD, it is pushing up. Now, this isn't nothing crazy. It's nothing that hasn't happened before. It is what it is, but we're still underneath the zone and we're still underneath this level of traffic, so I'm not tripping. But it's still early into the session. We're just the first hour into London. Things can change. We're going to see what happens. And also, I'm not just looking for that pair to trade. I'm also looking for other opportunities. Silver is playing games right now. Let's see what Silver's trying to do. Yeah, Silver's just been pushing this hour, which is fine. Let me see. Yeah, so Silver's playing games. Still not entering the futures because I don't like what I see yet. So yeah, as far as I can see, it looks like most of the moves are not going to happen until either late London session or pre-New York session, which is completely fine. So there's a lot of potential setups, but again, we have to wait for volume, because I don't care how big your lot size is. I don't care how many people you got entering at the same time. Excuse me. You don't control the markets. So last thing you need to do is try to force trades or feel like you need to enter something. The last thing I want to do is float around and draw down, or float around bouncing in and out of profit. So if I have to wait until the perfect time to get the perfect entry and also the perfect setup, well, let me not say perfect, but the best setup, with the highest probability of going my way and the highest probability of catching X amount of pips, then I'll do that. No issues. You know, we're still up for the week trade wise because we were 5-0. Where is it at? We're 5-0 yesterday. It was 5-0 yesterday, 3-0 the day before. 4-0 the day before that. So yeah, I'm really chilling. I feel no pressure to try to enter something. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try to enter some trades and things like that. But I don't feel no pressure to, again, try to hop in things that I don't see or hop in things that I don't like. Now, gold looks like it's dropping again. But I want to see confirmation that gold is trying to do that. Because again, we saw that it was dropping here. We saw it was dropping here. But imagine if we would have entered here. We would have been all the way up here, a few hundred pips in drawdown. And what if this is the best opportunity? Because another thing, like a GJ, like again, the live stream from yesterday, I talked about GJ. GJ was all the way down here. And I was like, I'm gonna wait for it to retrace. Because while I enter here for the chance and risk that it retraces back up. And then look what happened. It retraced. I called the signal out. We caught 80 plus pips. You get what I'm saying? Whereas if I would have entered here, would have been in drawdown all day. When all I had to do was simply wait, got the best entry, and then made 80 pips. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about patience. It's all about discipline. It's all about understanding the goal and the bigger picture. And once you can do that, and once you understand that, trading becomes a lot easier for you. Once you have a good, consistent strategy, and then once you have the mindset down, trading becomes very easy. Then it's just not being greedy. You know what I mean? Then once you get the greed out the way, then things become very, very simple, very easy. So I kind of like how your AD is looking. Still on this level of price. I might call that one out in a second. Yeah, but these are the setups I'm looking for. I'm going to be looking for US30 sales unless I see signs showing me that it's going to be going to the upside. For the most part, I'm going to look for US30 sales. I want to look for USDX sales. Watch and see what NAS is doing. Looking for gold and silver sales. Gold's showing me something, but we're going to see. I'm looking for gold and silver sales. Called out EuroCAD. And as for everything else, it is just the waiting game for volume. All right, so you're going to know when these other signals I call out and any signals I'm going to call out later on to London and New York session. Make sure to click that first link in the description. Free signal room. I call about 3 to 5 signals daily on average. They're usually 1 to 2 to 1 to 4 risk to reward ratios. But yeah, I'm about to focus mainly on my members right now. Let them know what's going on. drop some videos for them, work on some videos for this week, because I got some more YouTube videos coming up this week and this weekend I'll be uploading. But also I'm just going to be paying attention to these charts still. But as you can see, it's not a lot of action going on. It's like looking at paint dry right now. But I prefer to patiently wait for these opportunities and catch the big move than, to just catch a bounce and a retracement. So it's going to be worth it in the end. But as of now, it is the slow waiting game. If you have any questions, you can contact me on YouTube or my Instagram, which is playmaker_way. That's my Instagram, playmaker_way. Same thing as the YouTube. You can hit me up there on DMs, or you can hit me up on Telegram. But your AD is looking nice. 68. I might call this one. I like how it looks. I might enter this one. We're going to see though. I'm going to see you on the next stream.